Donald Trump's physical and mental abilities are going the same way as the war, going in the direction of an absolute utter disaster and a catastrophe. I mean, Donald Trump physically and mentally deteriorating before our eyes to soothe his, his deteriorating existence. He brought in all of these leaders from Latin America. He brought in all of these heads of state, and it wasn't even like that many of them. And he put them in a really small room in Doral, the resort that he has over there in Florida. Just look at the size of this room. You can see how small it is. And he crammed some of these leaders in there. And Donald Trump did not know where he was. He didn't know where he was. He was looking around and he was trying to figure it out. And then the Trump handlers brought in these Latin American leaders, and Donald Trump's like, oh, all right. I mean, this looked like it was right out of an SNL skit, but this is real. Let me just show you what went down so you can just see for yourself. Here, play this clip.
Keep that music going. Keep it going. Thank
You know, we noticed too, I'm not sure if you've seen this photo, a few days ago, but the photo is now surfacing. Donald Trump's hands not only discolored, and not only does he have that horrible rash on his neck, and all of that is trying to be, or his team tries to cover it up with makeup. But now when you zoom in on his hand, there's like a bulge popping out of his hand. I'm trying to describe it in words that for our audio listeners, it almost looks like there's a snail popping out of his hand right now. And I don't know what that is, but it looks very, very bad at this point. And yesterday we heard from a bunch of reporters, and a lot of these reporters are saying that Donald Trump is calling them up, and Donald Trump's like, and they're calling Donald Trump up, and Trump is calling them up, and Trump just wants to brag about the war, but Trump's not calling it a war. Donald Trump is calling it his performance, and he's asking, do you like my performances? Do you like my performance in Venezuela? Is my performance in Iran really, really good? And so, for example, you have Jonathan Karl, this reporter over at ABC. He said that at this point, I'm just giving Donald Trump a call, and Donald Trump will pick up. Watch as he describes what happened when he called Donald Trump just the other day. And Donald Trump's like, I'm the GOAT. I'm a goat is what he's saying. I'm a goat. I mean, GOAT stands for greatest of all time. Everyone's saying I'm the GOAT for my invasion. I want you to watch what Jonathan Karl, this reporter, had to say when he called Donald Trump, and Trump picked up and kept on repeating, I'm a goat, I'm a goat, I'm a goat. Here, let's play this clip right here.
The conversation then turned to Iran, obviously the really big story and major decision which may define not just his presidency, but his entire political career. And I have to say, he just sounded incredibly triumphant. He said to me, they're calling me the GOAT, greatest of all time. And he asked me, and this is one of the unusual things. He asked me if I thought it was impressive, meaning the war. He said, what do you think of the performance? He clearly feels that he is a president right now that is almost unlimited in his power. And he feels that he can do no wrong. And he told me, well, in the first term, I built the military. In my second term, I am using it. But again, the conversation goes on, and it's in the middle of the day, in the middle of the war. He had just fired his Secretary of Homeland Security, just replaced her. And, he's available and talking about it. It's very unique. Let's just say it that way. It's a very unique situation.
I know, very, very bizarre behavior indeed. Also, when Donald Trump was at the dignified transfer ceremony in Dover, Delaware yesterday, he also refused to take off his hat. And like people were like looking at him like, and he's like, no, I'm not taking off my hat. It's like, why are you wearing your white campaign hat to the dignified transfer ceremony? I mean, there's so many red flags each and every way and every place that we look here. A reporter then asked Donald Trump, just basic questions like when he was on Air Force One after the dignified transfer ceremony, like, do you have any indication whether Russia is supporting Iran in this war? We all know Russia's supporting Iran. It's not a question. They're supporting Iran. And Donald Trump's like, I just don't know. I just don't know. Here, play this clip right here.
Mr.
President, can I ask you what Peter asked you a question yesterday? He said it wasn't the right time in that event, but he was asking whether you have indications of whether Russia is supporting Iran somehow in this.
No,
Do you?
I haven't had that. I haven't had no indication of that whatsoever. If they are, they're not doing a very good job because Iran is not doing too well.
What about the Strait of Hormuz?
Then he continues to attack like the United Kingdom. He's like, the UK, our once great ally, maybe the greatest of them all, is finally this is his social media post yesterday, is finally giving serious thought to sending the 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East. That's okay, Prime Minister Starmer. We don't need them any longer, but we will remember, we don't need people that join wars after we already won. Donald J. Trump, he keeps on telling people that he's won the war. I just want to repeat that right now, when the entire Middle East is engulfed in a war, as Iran is striking its neighbors, you have the hotel in Kuwait that was on fire, Social Security building on fire, air bases that have been attacked by Iran. You have Iran striking oil depots. The U.S. and Israel striking oil depots in Iran. The war is raging on right now. And Donald Trump is out there saying that we've won the war. He did other posts saying Iran surrendered. This is the first time, what does he say, in thousands of years that they've actually surrendered. Thousands of years they surrendered to other Middle East countries. And they said, thank you, President Trump. And I said, you're welcome to Iran. They're no longer the bully of the Middle East. They've surrendered. He's making up that they've surrendered, that we've won, that they've said, thank you, President Trump. And Trump's like, I responded and I said, thank you back to them. I mean, again, utterly unhinged. By the way, Donald Trump's close friend, Nayib Bukele, was at that event with the Latin American leaders. And he's the leader of El Salvador, who's an MAGA authoritarian there. And Donald Trump couldn't pronounce his name. Donald Trump's like, Nayib Bukele. Nayib Bukele. Dude, this is like your friend, man. It's like your close friend. This isn't like, it's not. Nayib Bukele is his name. Nayib Bukele. Here, play this clip.
President of El Salvador, another friend, Nayib Bukele,
And then Donald Trump went on this weird rant about Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. And he's like, it's a very strange rant. I'm trying to understand it. You could try to interpret it. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is gay. I don't know if Donald Trump is saying here, if he's alluding to something there. We could use him every once in a while, to soothe. He's soothed, but he's also very violent. He's very violent, but we don't really want that. When he goes, we don't really want that type of personality for war. I don't know if he's trying, I don't know if in Donald Trump's demented mind, he's making a reference to the fact that Bessent is gay. I don't know if he's making a reference to the fact that Bessent is known to get into a lot of fights. I'm not sure what the hell is going on here, but it's just a very strange thing for Trump to say that the guy soothes. I mean, you tell me. I'm not trying to read into it. I'm trying to understand what the hell he even means here, but I guess he's demented. I mean, there's mental and cognitive fried mush up there. So I don't know. Here, play this clip.
As well by Secretaries Pete Hegseth, Scott Besant, Scott, thank you very much, Scott. Oh, it has to be a big deal if you're here. Well, he controls the purse strings of the country. You know, he goes on television and he just soothes everybody. He did it yesterday. The prices were going. He got on. He's a soothing person. He's actually a killer, but I don't want to say that. No, he's a soothing person. He goes on television. Right, Pete? I think nobody better. So we could use him for war every once in a while, you know, soothe. Although we don't really want that kind of a personality for war. We want your personality for war. You're just perfect.
Then Donald Trump starts talking about using missiles, and he's like, we use missiles. They go pew, pew, pew. He goes, they go pew. I'm like, what do they go? What are you talking? They go pew? What the hell do you even mean? Here, play this clip.
But we're working with you to do whatever we have to do. We'll use missiles. If you want us to use a missile, they're extremely accurate. Pew, right into the living room.
I'm just trying to, folks, the entire world is in this war right now. Whether you call it a world war, whatever you want to call it, right? I mean, Russia launching attacks on Ukraine. You have Afghanistan and Pakistan in a war. You have the entire Middle East engulfed in war. You have United States troops in Ecuador. You have the U.S. Basically taking over Venezuela. You have the Shields of America thing, which is basically Donald Trump asserting that he controls all of the Western hemisphere in this like demented presentation. You have Donald Trump, by the way, take a look right here. This is Donald Trump giving a handshake to the president of Paraguay. I mean, just take a look. Like, it's a very bizarre handshake. I mean, it's like a weird dude, man. This is some very strange. Look at him shake the hand like that. What in the world? The missiles, pew, 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 pew. And then this is how he talks about the president of Mexico, Scheinbaum. He's like, she's so beautiful. And she has this voice. She goes, please, no, Donald. Don't do it, Donald. And I said, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No, do not do it, Donald. And she has this. I mean, again, I just want you to think, especially with what we know about Donald Trump in the Epstein files, what we know about Donald Trump's dark past. And, you know, he's projecting these things, you know, Besson soothe, and you don't have the personality for it. And the weapons go pew, pew, pew. And Donald Trump, you know, is not going to take no for an answer when the president of Mexico says, you know, don't bring your troops into Mexico. And he goes, she says it so, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. Again, what the hell are we even watching here? Here, play this clip.
Look, it's coming through Mexico. And I like the president very much. She's a very good person. She's got a beautiful voice, a beautiful woman, but beautiful voice. President. I said, let me eradicate the cartels. No, please, President. We have to eradicate them. We have to knock the hell out of them because they're getting worse. They're taking over their country. The cartels are running Mexico.
And by the way, just take a look as Donald Trump leaves that event. I'll just play the B-roll for you so you can see what it looks like as he walks off the stage. And again, it's just very, very, you know, like he's handlers there. I'm not even sure that Donald Trump knows where he is right now. You know, but let me just show you. As I mentioned, he was at the dignified transfer in Dover. These are the types of letters that the Trump regime is sending out right now when they've identified the fact that a service member has been killed in war. Department of War identifies an army believed to be casualty. This is the release that Trump regime has issued. DOW identifies an army believed to be casualty. The Department of War announced the believed to be death of an Army Reserve soldier who was supporting Operation Epic Fury. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Robert Marzon, 54, was at the scene of the incident and is believed to be the individual who perished at the scene. For more information, go to this website. An army? You're calling the individual an army? Folks, what in the world is going on there? I'm just giving you the data points. You can judge for yourself. You can tell me what you think. I don't know what's going on here. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.